Hello, today I'm showing you how I edit my videos. And yeah, before we get into the video though, I want to add a disclaimer, and that is you need quite a powerful computer for this. So yeah, that's it. Enjoy the video. Now I recommend using DaVinci Resolve for editing, and yeah, I'll leave a link to it in the description. So what you just scroll down and click free download now. DaVinci Resolve 18 beta. I know it's a beta, but it's still very good. Click Windows, and that stuff I won't show it, but when you've done that, you can download it. And yeah, so when you've opened DaVinci Resolve, it should look like this. And if you don't see this, you have an issue, or it's just a tutorial. And yeah, you just click new project and call it something. I'm going to call it test. And when you're in, you should see this screen. Now, here is probably one of the most important things, and it's not the timeline. It's the media pool. This is where you store all your clips. So I got a clip that I'm gonna use for this video. I haven't actually used it in a video, or I think I have, but if you just drag it into your media pool, and if it asks you to change the project frame rate, you click change. Otherwise it'll just be 30 FPS. That is what it is by default. So now you got your clip in here. Now I'm just gonna drag in some music. Okay, now we've dragged in our music, and yeah, now we're ready to start editing. You click into the editing tab here, and you start by dragging in your clip and then the music. It should look like this. You have like 3 things here. I usually put the music. Let's test how loud it is. Okay, that's kind of loud. We put it on -4 then to test. That is better. And now we don't want this annoying menu Hypixel thing. We only want the stuff. This clip, I know it's bad because I left the game. Now this one here, this one looks good. You click B on your keyboard, or just click here. And I recommend using magnet tool, no other tools. If you have any other tools checked, it'll just act very weird. And you just click close to the timeline with magnet active, and it'll cut like on the thing here. So now you can use selection tool, which is A. You click A, now you are back on here, and you select your clip. And you shift backspace. And now you see it deleted some of the music. That's just an issue with DaVinci Resolve, so we can Control Z that and just click backspace normally and drag it back. Now we got here. And let's say I want the screen to be blurred for the, as an intro. So we have everything until here blurred. So we cut here. You press B for the cut tool and A to return back. So now we have only cut the clip, and that's because we're going to if you don't see this menu, you click effects here. And yeah, so you go into filters, it's in open effects, and you drag in some box blur. It should look like this. So the blur will just disappear. And if you've noticed in my videos, it has like a transition. I'll teach you that later. Now for font and stuff, I'm going to link that in the description. So now we got the screen blurred for a while until here. And if you want to add some text, I'm just going to use normal text. If you want an outline, if you don't want anything special, you can just use basic title. If you want an outline, I'll show you that. You just select this and click backspace to delete it if you did that, and use text plus and drag that in. Now you should see it looks like exactly the same, but it's different. So you click on your text and go to shading and select element 2. Select element 2 and click enabled. It's called red outline. You can just call it outline by doing that. And here you should see it has a red outline. I usually set, or used to set thickness to 0.04, which makes the outline like thicker. And if you scroll even more down, you should see color, and you can it opens like this menu. You can go like just use brightness, set it down. It now has a black outline. You can also go back to text and change the font. So let's say I want to use Marlet. No. Malgan Gothic. Let's say that. And we type hello, welcome to Dream Speedrun Hypixel Hack. And you drag it using selection tool. And now you have like outline text, which is all really cool. And now for the like transition out. So it just doesn't look like that because that looks boring. So you remove, like, disable the magnetic tool so you can have like short transitions. Usually like around here, and you click on your video and you click on effects and you should see the box blur here. Now if you see like the strength, that is what we're gonna change, and I'm just gonna set it back to 0.25, and like you click this dot, and if that's on same horizontal vertical, you only need to click one of them. I recommend clicking that, and you click here, and now set a keyframe. So this like value will be stored or something, I don't know. And if you go here to the end of the clip, and you create a new keyframe where you, and in this keyframe you set like horizontal strength to 0, and now you should see you have a cool transition here. Isn't that cool? The blur now like disappears. And you can do the same for text if you want that. We're going to do that, so we do, for example, on the title, and we click settings here. And we scroll down to composite, and it's gonna be closed. You just click on it to open that, and here you should see opacity. So we create a new keyframe, and where it's at 100, and we take it to like the end and make a new keyframe where it's at 0. Now it's going to like fade out. You see it's on it. Now we have like the intro. And maybe you even want the text to like spin around. That would be very weird, but let's just set that back to 0. We can create a keyframe where we set it here, and like go to the end, and we create a keyframe where it's here. So now it'll like spin. That looks incredibly weird, but it works. So that is the most cursed intro I've ever made. It looks good with the like fade out effect and stuff, and the game audio is like a bit too loud, so I'm going to set the decibel thing to -6. Let's say you wanted to cut into something like an aura clip, which is what I call it. So you click B or select the cut tool, and you select magnet again. And you like click on your timeline here, and you just like click and then click again. Now we have like created the cut thing here, so just watch this. Now this is a good aura clip you can use. I actually used this clip in my video. So we just cut here, B for our cut tool, and you just like cut with magnet tool and close, so it like cuts on the red line thing here. And you go back to selection tool, which is A, and you select the video and click shift backspace, and now it won't delete any sound. That's just when it's like in the start, which is very weird. Now we've got the cut. Now it's like cut into the aura clip. that actually looked very good. Now let's say we wanted to add a transition so it doesn't look boring. You open the effects menu again and go to video transitions. Now here you should see like a lot of cool transitions, like blur dissolve, which I don't really like. I usually use dip to color dissolve. So just drag in that and you can change some settings if you want. I usually have it at 0.5 seconds. Now it looks like this. It'll lag, don't worry, it's that DaVinci Resolve does that. That's because it's a video editing software. I warned you that you need a powerful computer. You should see it uses like 3 gigabytes of RAM on my computer right now. And now we got the transition. And if you don't like that transition, you can like click on the corner here, where you can like drag it here. That's just easier to select it with. You can click on middle, but it's just harder, so to like it won't actually open the menu, so you just go click on the side here and you click backspace. Now it removed the transition. If you like scroll down here, you can use whatever transition, like square or band wipe or brightness flash or camera shake, maybe even rotate, which is the one I usually use. And you should see now we dragged in the rotate transition. It rotated around like. And if you want it to look very good, you can set like duration to 0.5 or 0.4. I will do 0.5, and you can click motion blur. This requires an even more powerful computer, and you should set quality to 10, which is what I did. Now you see it lags. You can even like watch it without magnet, so yeah, that looks really good. I think I'm gonna go with that. And yeah, so now we got the transition, and you just continue that like for a while. Let's say you just cut again, B for cut tool, use magnet so it cuts like close at like red line here. And here's a scaffold clips. Let's like include the scaffold clips because it looks good. So we cut here again, B for cut tool, and you can click A to go back to selection tool. Now with selection tool you like do here, select, shift, backspace, and now you've cut again. For like scaffold clips, I usually like use dip to color dissolve. So dip to color dissolve, drag it in like 0.5 seconds, and now we got another transition. And what I do is I usually like continue this until I got like a 1 minute long video. So also what I do sometimes or very often is like time the cuts to the music. So if you look at the music, it has like a graph thing. So here it like goes back to, and you can like go into here at where like the thing starts again. A new cut here, for example. And now you can cut to like a Nora clip or something. So yeah, let's do that. That wasn't much to cut away, but it works. So I like select and cut. You already know how to do that, and you can use another transition than rotate. I like rotate though to use it. Burn away even. I have never used that though because it looks really bad. Let's go for box transition, and we drag the box transition in here and set it to like 0.7 seconds because it's a box transition. So we can like here. That looks good. You can even like move the transition to another place. So if we like put it on the edge here, that is also like a cool way to do it. But 0.3, so it's like only box here. That also looks really good. So let's say we wanted that. Now I usually like until I got a really long video. Now let's watch what we've made. Oh yeah, it lagged there. It's because it needs to like load the transition. But there, now it's loaded. And it also lagged here. So just watch it again until it doesn't lag, I guess. Yeah. Or let's say you wanted to make it more dream speedrun. You remove the transitions because those will be auto removed. And you like select both the clips with selection tool. You click A and you like right click on the clip and you should see all this menu. Now ignore all of it except for change clip speed, which you click. And you set your clip speed here. Let's say we wanted 2 times speed, so it's even more dream speedrun. And you click ripple timeline, otherwise it'll like make the timeline weird and stuff. So you click ripple timeline, so it like changes, and you click change, and you should see it like ripples or moves the timeline, so it's still like cool. Now it's like very fast, so it's even more dream. It looks good. And the audio won't be sped up, so you have to like just remove the volume, which is what I do. Now we got even more dream speedrun. Now we can add back the transitions again. So let's do that. Okay, that's good. Now it's like even more dream. That looks very cool. And yeah, you just continue like doing that until you got a good video. And yeah, I'll just cut the tutorial now and I'll probably like teach you some specific stuff like keyframes. So yeah. So now font. And for font, you should see like I have the Minecraft text font, custom font I installed, and with shadow. So let's install that, I guess. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Now here's the font I use. You download the zip, let's do that, and then just close out that. It's an ad, and it's like a 1 because I already have it, and you open it. And you see the .tff file. That TFF file, you have to double click on it and open it. And now this is in Norwegian. This is like just a font test thing. But so you click install. That is the install button, and you install it. It's already installed. Do you want to like replace it? And I won't replace it, but you do that. Install the font, and when you've done that, you close out your browser and you restart your DaVinci Resolve. And now when you've opened DaVinci Resolve again, yeah, you can just like drag in a custom title and stuff. I'm just gonna delete my old one here, and you make it shorter if you want, and you can click on it here. And you see font, you should see the Minecraftia font be here now. So now you have the font, which is really cool. And now you can like type, let's say, font test epic. Now it's like kind of big, so you set size to 0.07, which makes it smaller. It's 0.1 as default size. 0.7, that's what I use for like subtitles. So font test epic. Now let's say I wanted it to be a subtitle. So we click onto settings and see what position X and Y. You just like move it around here until Font test. I want position X at 0 though, so it's like good. Now Y position minus 450. So yes, that looks good. And yeah, that's the font. Now we can do something like shadow, which you do by going into shading and select like number 3 on the shading here. And black shadow enabled. Now you have the shadow, and yeah, that's it. Now you have the shadow. And if you wanted it to have like a transition in and out, so it just doesn't like appear out of nowhere, you can go at the start using magnet tool so it snaps. And you can, for example, settings and zoom, you should see like become smaller and stuff. It's like an alternate size thing. And what you do, you just click on this like small box here, which creates a keyframe, and it's like at the start. So at the start we want it to have 0.7, which makes it smaller, and we deselect magnet tool so the transition won't like be very long. So you go here to around here and create a new keyframe on the zoom here, and you set the zoom to 1, which will give it this cool transition. You see? And you can do that for the end too. Now I've done it for the end too, let's watch it. That looks good, but the last one here was a little too like long, so we just create a keyframe here, which is closer, where it's at 1. And now it's scrolled. Now that looks really good. So you can write whatever here. And that was keyframe. I teach you keyframes and the font in the same like thing. So yeah, that's like how I edit my videos. You can like experiment with transitions. And like, let's say it was the end of the video around here, let's say, and we click B to cut and use magnet so it snaps, and we cut here, and the song too, so we just delete it by clicking backspace, and now the video like ends. So if we wanted that like outro, I'm just going to create that using like blur and stuff. Okay, now I done that. Now it's like a cool transition. And let's say, thanks for watching. I'm just going to use a power bend. You can search up a tutorial on that. I can't teach you everything about this editing software because it can do like basically anything you want. So I'm not going to add a transition and thanks for watching. And yeah. Subscribe, let's put in that, because you should absolutely subscribe. I am a very good YouTuber. Subscribe if you like this video, and yeah, that's what you should. Now I'm going to create a transition, and now it like pops up out of nowhere, or it pops like has an effect. Now let's say we wanted the video and music to fade out, so we go around here where we want the video to start fading out and the music. Go to video transitions, use the dip to color dissolve on the end here, and use magnet because it's like the best tool ever. And you add another one on the video and for the text. And now we've done the video, so it has to fade out. And we go into audio transitions now and use crossfade 3 decibel minus 3 decibel, and we put it on and like do that, and now it has to fade out. And yeah, that was the video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you enjoyed and found any helpful tips for video editing. And now I will see you probably tomorrow. Goodbye.